Hi there, and thanks so much for checking out this bujo video. So this month I'm going for a kind of celestial, witchy, magical, planetary vibe. I know I did a sort of planetary space theme not that long ago in September, but I feel like I'm not quite done with that yet, especially as I have still got my bullet journal with black pages. And I was kind of inspired by the front of the bullet journal. As you can see, it's got the moon phases. And yeah, I'm going to be including lots of moons as decoration in this setup. I really wanted to have the chance to use my metallic paint in this bullet journal. The Coliro Pearlcolors are just really, really nice metallic paints and they show up so well on this paper. So I'm using a really warm gold colour for these kind of circle things. I don't really know how to explain them. They just kind of look magical and witchy, and yeah, I don't know where they came from, but I just sort of made them up as I went along. So I'm using the moon gold for the moons, which I think is obviously very apt, but I love the colour of it so much. It's so pretty and I think it works really well for the moons. I didn't have a lot of time to do my journal this month, and I was going to do something quite simple so that I could get it done quickly, but as you can see, this front cover is becoming a little bit more complex than maybe I had hoped, but I think that's just me. I know I always end up doing something way more complicated than I need to. When I first drew the design, I immediately saw this diamond shape as being sort of the focal point. And originally I was just going to paint it in gold paint, but then I had the idea of reusing the washi tape that I got for my last planetary themed one, and I really wanted to use it again. But I wanted it to be much narrower than it actually was. So my plan was just to stick it on and then use the craft knife to cut it thinner and then peel off the excess. But I found for some reason this tape is really, really sticky, and every time I used it, it just ripped a load of the top layer of the paper off. So I decided to do it on a spare sheet of paper, peel it off, and then use it on the front cover so that then it didn't rip the actual good pages. And I did cut a lot of it out in the edit, but you might be able to tell that it was really, really difficult to do this. It was so annoying and it was just very fiddly, but I do love how it looks. I really, really love the diamond shape there, so I'm glad that I did it, but yeah, it took a lot longer than I was hoping. I love painting leaves so much. They're just so satisfying to paint, even when you can't think of anything else to do. I just tend to do pages full of leaves, so I just really wanted to fill up those spaces either side of the diamond with loads of leaves, and yeah, I just love those silver leaves. They're so pretty and they definitely look very magical and kind of suit the moon theme, I think. And I was so busy putting this design together that I kind of forgot that I needed to put the word November in there somewhere as the front cover. So yeah, I just ended up using a Posca pen to write on the washi tape and then sticking that on the page. I wasn't quite sure where I wanted it to start with, but then I think just going for the middle worked the best. And I didn't really want to cover up the centre moon too much, but I think it looks okay. So onto my calendar page, and I really wanted to use that font again that I used on the front page. It was one that I randomly made up ages ago in a sketchbook and have never really used it, but I felt like this was kind of the one to do it with because it's sort of like runes and magical vibes. So yeah, I think it works quite well with this one. And I used a Signo gel pen just to draw out my calendar. I went for a nice big one this time. And for all the numbers, I drew little miniature moon phases to write the numbers in, and I think they look super cute, so I'm really glad that I thought of that. And that was quite a last minute addition. And to decorate the page, I'm just filling in some spaces with some more leaves and doing some more mystic circles. I included a quote page this time, and I don't always have one. It kind of just depends if I have space or if I find a quote that I like. And this time I've chosen one from Rumi. The universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are. And I don't know, I was looking for something that sort of fit with the universe theme, the sort of witchy celestial space theme, so the fact that it mentioned the universe was pretty cool. It's so easy to look outside of yourself for reasons why maybe life isn't what you want it to be, or you wish you were different, but we all have the power to be what we want, we just have to tap into it. At least that's how I interpret it anyway. Onto my habits and trackers page. This month I am keeping it exactly the same as I did the last month. I think that one worked out really well for me and I just really enjoyed using it, so I don't want to change it. I just wanted to keep it exactly the same, and especially as I was short of time, I didn't really want to have to spend too much time designing something new. I did the moon phases again down the left side of the page. I'm creating that sort of blotchy moon-like effect just by painting the whole shape and then going over it with a stippling effect. And every now and again I'm adding a blob of water, and that sort of dilutes the paint in certain areas and just gives it a more sort of blotchy, uneven look. My plant watering tracker always works out for me really well, so I like that. And the yoga tracker, I feel like I didn't get that much opportunity to use it last month. I just ended up being too busy and didn't do as much yoga as I wanted. I did intend it to try and make me do more yoga. The desire to fill it out might push me to do more yoga, but yeah, I ended up not really having enough time. So I really wanted to try and use it again this month, and hopefully I'll be able to make some more time for that. My habits, again, are exactly the same down the right side of the page, and last time I just wrote all the dates in pencil, and then on each date I covered it with a white dot when I completed something, and that worked out really well. I didn't want to write all the numbers down in white pen because I think that kind of is quite difficult then to mark it off and show which days you've done each thing. And I've tried it before without putting numbers down at all, and then I just get totally lost and forget which day is which, and it just ends up being a mess. My next spread is a to-do list and also a gratitude log. I kept it pretty simple and just used that same font again at the top and a bit of washi tape either side. Then along the bottom I just did a little design using some crescent moons and some more leaves. I also added a few stars with the white gel pen in here and there as well, just to add a little more sparkle. Okay, so now for my weekly spreads, and to save time this month I am cutting them down so they're all Dutch doors, and the top area will be where I put my decoration in, and then each page will just be the days of the week, so then I don't have to decorate every single page, I'm just decorating one and it will show on all the pages. And I said I was kind of doing that to save time, but I keep doing the washi tape thing that takes absolutely ages and is really awkward, so I don't know how much time I'm actually saving, but I am really pleased with how that turns out. And the actual layout is super simple, it's just a load of columns with the days of the month at the top of each one. I did another moon phase to decorate along the top with some more witchy circles. I decided to do the central moon on a separate piece of paper and then stick it on top, because where I'd cut out all the sheets of paper it was quite uneven and I thought the paint would probably leak through and bleed onto other pages. And then for the final page, I just added a little memory section and decorated it the same as the other to-do and gratitude pages. And that is it. That is the design finished. I really like this one this time actually. It's not something I would have normally done, but I don't really know where the inspiration came from. It just kind of struck me, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I'm glad I used the washi tape because I think just using the metallic paint might have been a bit sort of one-dimensional, and just adding that little extra pop of colour really lifted it and made it look really nice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider leaving a like and a comment. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more arts and crafts and bujos. Thanks, bye!